What's going on, Jab Jab Talk Nation? It's your boy Ozeal, your boxing host that loves you the most. And listen, I just wanted to jump on and shoot this video real quick before I head out. So I want to talk about recently what happened this past weekend. A lot of boxing going on, and you guys know that the Hitchens fought Gustavo Lemos, which I shared my thoughts on that. By the way, thank you guys for chiming in on your thoughts on that controversial win by Hitchens. And by the way, before we get in, if this is your first time checking out the YouTube channel, please subscribe, even if we don't vibe, because it's all about building and investing in the boxing tribe. Okay, anyways, let me stop. All right. No more rapping. No more rapping. I just flowed out. All right. So listen, all corny jokes aside, subscribe to the YouTube channel, Jab Jab Talk. You know the drill. Hit the like notification button. This helps trigger the algorithm, apparently, and we get more boxing fans, not just boxing fans, but super boxing fans into this ecosystem of ours, this club we call Jab Jab Talk Nation. All right, I digress. Let me jump right into this. I want to share my thoughts recently because I was inspired by some of the feedback that David Benavidez got recently. If you watched the fight and you saw a couple posts out there that were posted and shared around social media, David Benavidez posted an apology on social media, apologizing to the public for his drunken behavior. He said that he was out of line or whatnot. Those weren't his words, by the way, but he was drunk in public. He was intoxicated in public. And at the boxing fight, he was supporting his boy, Diego Pacheco. And I saw him do an interview as well. And yeah, he was definitely toasted up for sure. And then again, he went on public and apologized. And there was some mixed emotions, some mixed thoughts on whether or not that was cool. Like, he's in camp. David Benavidez, what are you doing, brother? Like, you're supposed to be training. Why do this to yourself, to your body, while you're training for a big fight coming up in June? So I wanted to address this question, this apology social media post of David Benavidez. What do you guys think about this? Was David Benavidez out of line? Should he be drinking while in camp? Now, there was a lot of people that were like, "Oh, good, David, you're just human. You were just having a few drinks." Obviously, it affected David, and he to a point to where he had to go in public and say, "Hey, listen, I apologize for acting a fool." And he wasn't acting a fool. I mean, he wasn't doing anything crazy. It was just, he did an interview. You could tell he was intoxicated. And then, of course, you could tell by his demeanor that he was definitely intoxicated if you see some of the footage and pictures out there. So I'm curious to know what the Jab Jab Talk Nation thinks. What do you guys think of David Benavidez's recent drunken experience at the recent fight? Listen, my personal thoughts. Let me share my thoughts. Yes. Is he human? Yes. He's only human. He's a man, just having a good time. David Benavidez has been in camp for a minute, longer than usual, training for this fight, and he just decided to have a night out, had a few drinks too many, and he just he got out of hand with the drinking. And I think we're all, if anybody who's who's had a few drinks, that how it can impact the way we behave, not in the best way, but one part of me is just like, look, David, it's all good, man. We've all been there and done that. No judgment. We can't judge David for having a few drinks and doing his thing. Now, I understand some of the backlash that he's been getting from some boxing folks, some fans saying, "Hey, listen, man, but you're in camp, though, and you should operate, you should be acting, especially if you want to achieve this level of greatness." I mentioned this before. He's been doing a lot of social media. You could tell he's building his personal brand a lot more. He's being a lot more visible. He's training out in Miami. He's definitely showing, his sparring fights, his sparring where he's putting in work. We know he's working hard. There's no secret in that. But what do you think? Do you feel like he should be having these type of episodes when he hasn't fought yet? Like he hasn't, this is something that you normally see posts. I mean, you see Canelo and sometimes while they're not partying or whatever, but you normally see them outside, whether they're drinking during camp behind closed doors. That's one thing. We don't see it from those guys. Mayweather was really great at that. Mayweather doesn't drink alcohol. He preserved his body. He takes really good care of himself. Andre Ward as well. And not to say that these boxers can't indulge in, drinking or whatnot. Again, to each their own. But, even Pacquiao, I don't think he was so much, he's not that type of character. So what do you think? Should he be drinking? And should, does that change the way you perceive David Benavidez? Do you feel because his past, he's had some run-ins with some not making the right decisions? He's been caught up, and from a boxing fan perspective, some people could be like, well, if he's been there, he's done it once, he could do it again. The only thing that I'm really concerned about, and I think Canelo has been really good about this, Canelo has been the face of boxing for a minute now. And one of the things I have to say about Canelo is that he's really all about that life. And David is as well. Like he's really all about boxing and getting better and better, that for sure. But Canelo, he behaves a certain way when it comes to making sure that he takes care of himself. I think there would be a backlash if we saw him drinking out, a couple months prior to the fight of Munguia. I mean, there'd be a big uproar. So I can understand the uproar that a lot of boxing fans are questioning whether or not that was cool. Again, it's just a discussion, right? I just wanted to put it out there to get your thoughts on it. And again, he's human. I personally don't see nothing wrong with it in regards from a personal level. Now, from a professional level, from someone who appreciates and admires what he's doing as a professional boxer, is not a good look, no doubt about it, especially when you're in camp preparing for a big, big fight. I don't think he's overlooking his opponent. His opponent's going to be, he's a beast of his own. I mean, it's going to be a dangerous opponent. But when you start looking those little habits, it starts to come to question whether or not how much he's doing it, and is he sometimes, usually people kind of start getting a little wild when they start achieving this certain level of status where they feel like they're confident, they're on top of the world, and they can go ahead and start doing this, and it's not going to impact their career or their abilities to perform. Is David Benavidez going down that route? Does this show a little bit of signs of that? Is the ego getting a little bit inflated? Those are all questions. Again, I'm not one to say I have a lot of respect for David Benavidez. I'm a big fan of what he's doing. Again, but I just want to throw that out there to the Jab Jab Talk Nation, all of you. What do you think of this type of behavior? Is it okay? Is it not cool to do that in camp? Is David Benavidez going down the path of, where he's just thinks that he's already achieved the level of greatness and he can do and act and do things that could impact his performance on these fights? I'm curious to know. Let me know. I'm going to put this back at you. I'm going to jab right back at you, and we'll love to hear your thoughts on this topic. All right. That's it, y'all. Gotta go. Gotta run. Short and sweet. Let me know what you think. And thanks again for just supporting the YouTube channel. We're closing in on 200 subs. I know it's a very baby channel, but I've been enjoying producing this content. Of course, we're getting a lot of new subs pretty much like every other day. So if you watch this, I appreciate you just supporting the channel. I'm a guy who loves boxing, and I love just sharing some of my thoughts. And of course, the most important thing the thing that I enjoy most about this YouTube channel journey, specifically as it relates to boxing, is that, man, we're hardcore fans. Like the boxing community, we're hardcore about our sport, to the point where sometimes there's a lot of heated debate. But again, this is a peaceful zone. I want everybody to acknowledge and know that these are just opinions. There's no right or wrong. You know, there's no racism allowed, none of that, because I know that could be also an issue in the boxing community. I think what I love about this community is all love, all peace, and we just love boxing, no matter if you are for or against a certain fighter. So anyhow, y'all, thanks again for supporting the channel. I just wanted to put that out there. And thank you so much for the love and support. All right, guys, catch you in the next one. Peace.